Hello and welcome back to another Demis Hellen tutorial. We are going to be working in Sylenth1 today, creating a pluck synth, and as usual, free in the description. But just so you know how it works, we're going to build it on screen, and I've got no layout for this. Apart from, we're going to make it as a relatively simple one-voiced pluck, just to keep things simple, but at the same time I want to create something that's quite thin and works nicely with a bit of reverb, maybe a long release time, something like that. So we're going to use a couple of tricks that we can do in here with the modulation just to get that pluck sounding nice, but let's get going. So we have this melodic sequence in the background. Okay, just something a little bit progressive. And it's sounding a little bit plain at the moment because we've just got everything set to default. So I'm going to turn off retrig to start with. We're not going to use oscillator 2, but we are going to use part A and B just to keep things separate. So on here we're going to use one voice, and we are going to set this decay up to full, sustain quite low, so now we have this. When we pull the decay down. We're going to go for something a little bit plucky like that to start with, and okay, it sounds okay, nothing too great there at the moment, but we're going to add some modulation. So we'll start with pitch A, and I'm going to turn this all the way up and reset the mod envelope to 0 on everything there, and we're just going to bring up this decay, and you'll just hear it punch in straight away because I've set this to 100%. It would help if we don't close that. So you can hear that pitch shifting happening really fast because the decay is so fast, it's actually just shifting it at a really quick pace. But if we turn this up, you'll hear it slide a lot slower. So we want the click, we don't want it to be obviously pitch shifting, we just want to hear that nice attack on the beginning, and we've got that there. And what we can do is possibly add the second oscillator in and pitch it up an octave and balance the volume out a little bit to balance that out. But let's just turn up the decay again here. Okay, now let's head over to part B. So you can see here no voices, this is not on. What we're going to do is turn off retrig on this, and we're going to set this to noise and set it to one voice. So now we're going to get this massive noise, and again turn this down. Adds a little bit more attack on the front, let's balance it out with a bit of volume. And we're going to shape this this time with a band pass. Just put a bit of resonance in there and find the sweet spot. So about there sounds good. Okay, so now we have a position here with the band pass on the noise. Technically, just going to leave this for now. Head over to part A. We can do a few more things. We can add another oscillator in, like I said. So if we pitch this up an octave, turn the volume down. Again on a saw. We can add a little bit of texture in there. So if we turn this off, only just there. So by just dropping that level so you can just about pick up that it's adding some extra detail to the click at the start of your pluck, you start to get quite a nice tonal quality to everything along with that noise. So we could use the built-in reverb here and just jump in and just create some things, but I'd rather use something outside. But I'll put it there so you've got a starting point, and then you can add your own third-party reverbs in after if you don't want to use the in-synth reverb. Okay, and a little bit of delay in there as well. So then we can turn this pitch down a little bit. Okay, so now we have a nice pitch sound there. It's nicely balanced along with that white noise. Feel free to change this up if you want more attack. Just increase the pitch there. It's as simple as that. Increase the decay, have a mess around, just see what you want to create. But this is aimed at creating plucks that can be used in arpeggiated sequences, something quite fast and a lot of pace. You can also use this for chords. Obviously you can turn the release time down and the reverb time. There's a lot of options to you here, and that's a very simple thing. If you want to make this a little bit wider, we can take it one step further and we can go ahead and add one extra voice, so we have two. So let's just listen to this as I turn this up. We've got stereo width. If you want to keep it very centered and as a sort of a supporting pluck, then that is perfect. But if you want to make this bit more upfront and the main thing that you're using in your sound, add that extra voice, you'll get that stereo width, and then you can control this here. You can make it very narrow again, fully stereo, or you can just dial it back a little bit like that. And that is perfect there. So we do have one oscillator left. We are using it as a very short decay here. So we could swap this round so we can actually have this playing on the second one. And the way we can do this is copy to oscillator B2. So instead of A2, it will be on part B, number 2. If we head over there, you can see it's copied all them settings exactly. And then this one we can now set to -1 and add a little bit of depth into our sound. So this then becomes wider rather than narrow. So remember that you can just turn this one off and reduce the voices to make it a little bit narrow, or just reduce that stereo. And then finally, if you just want to add a little bit of extra shine to it, add some detune if you want that, but we're going for this thin thing. But if you listen, you can get quite a defined sound out of that. But this is going for the thinner aspect. So you can see here we just changed this to -1 to give it a bit of depth, and then the same again here, we've just copied that A2 to part B, oscillator 2 to get that higher pitch sound. But now this is a shorter decay, so let's have a look at what this sounds like with a higher volume. You can hardly hear it, if at all. So if we solo part B, you can just about hear it. So now it's sonically not really adding anything into that. So it's up to you whether you keep it. We'll keep it in there. It just adds to that click just that little bit, not as much as it did previously, but we've got depth instead now. If you want that nice bit back, just increase that back up to 2 and drop it back down, and you've got that same sound. Okay, and there we have it. That is our Pluck synth. I think that will do. We've got delay, reverb on there. Add some distortion if you want. It's up to you. Phasing. Just turn that down. So you get a little bit of movement in there. Entirely up to you. But there we have it. We have our first preset that is free for Sylenth1. You can get the other ones from the previous year on my website as well. So I'll include the link down below so you can get this for free and enjoy creating. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. If you haven't already, hit subscribe and hit the like button. Drop me a comment. I always reply to the comments as well. So thank you very much, and I will see you in the next video.